Greg Joss and Kai Cook on row 1. Melvin on row 2 with Brad McGregor, Michael Cook, Cody Roberts, row 3. And then Robbie Treneman is on the 4th row with Steve Barrow. Well, I don't see a green light. I see a yellow one. And Greg Joss is already in trouble. And we haven't got to turn 1.
Was that a Greg Joss jump?
I think the word from next door was don't do it again.
At least he gets a second chance.
While you get that update ready, I'll start this legend car race with Greg Joss and Kai Cook on the front row. They'll go this time because the green lights are on, and all hell breaks loose as they come down the main straight the first time. And our race leader is Greg Joss momentarily, because there goes the 42 of Ken Melvin. Around the outside goes Michael Cook into second place. Joss back to third. And Robbie Treneman is up to 4th place in car number 26. I told he wasn't even going to be out there, and he's burning up the raceway. He's moved into 3rd place in the 26. Greg Joss back to 4th as they run down into turn number 1 and 2. And back then in 5th place is car number 12 of Ben Boyd as they go up into Palmer's Corner. We had 1K here. It's taken an excursion.
Yeah, it's fun when you...
3, Ryan Davis.
Yeah, it's fun when you've got your father-in-law running and as well your father. This is great to watch. This is exactly what you want to see, but Kyle Cook, who started off the front now, is fallen back to 7th spot, but we've been line astern so far for your top 3. Good run from Robbie Treneman. I didn't pick him in my race pass. I thought he wasn't coming.
I was told he wasn't coming. I saw him on the racetrack and made a quick change.
Oh, I really made a mistake there. Nevertheless, so
just stay straight for goodness sake.
He's running right at the moment, and you might have the win there. Just on that call is Melvin, Cook, Treneman, Joss, and then there's a gaggle of them right behind him, headed up by Ben Boyd, who runs in the 5th spot. But we're halfway home so far in the Cold Cup for the opening heat race of the Legend Cars.
Well, I don't know what Robbie Treneman's been on, but he's up to 2nd place. He's burnt past Michael Cook. Back there in 4th place, it's car number 20 of Greg Joss as they head up into Palmer's Corner. There's a wall of cars further back. Ben Boyd, Brad McGregor, Cody Roberts. 5 down, 3 to go. Kenny Melvin in the green and white machine out in front. Treneman 2nd. Back in 3rd, Michael Cook. Joss 4th. Up for 5th is Ben Boyd. Roberts is next. Then after that we would have the rest of the field headed up by Brad McGregor.
Yeah, just saw Robbie Treneman come past as well as Melvin goes past the judge. The bonnet. It's not even attached.
No. Hold on, bonnet.
We need this for him. For the sake of Rob Treneman. We would love to have this. He's been in Ravensthorpe all week for work. And has just come back. He threw all the cots. I should say the bikes in the bush.
Hold on for one more lap.
Says he wasn't going to come and race, and now look at him. For a great run from Treneman. Melvin sees Ryan Davis just ahead of him in car number 3. They'll all stay though on the lead lap, but Melvin puts a clinic on. You'll never say that from his sons. Takes the win in the opener of the Cold Cup in car number 42. Robbie Treneman. He's pumped as well. Oh, he's very excited, was Treneman. You seen a fist pump for a 2nd place?
I didn't actually.
In a heat race? Oh, awesome to see.
So that was the Legends. The win goes to Ken Melvin, Rob Treneman 2nd, Michael Cook, Greg Joss, and Steve Barrow, your top 5.
That's unreal. That is absolutely... Kids are screaming.
78, Steve Barrow, and 26, the man on a mission, Robbie Treneman. Row 2, Kai Cook and Ben Boyd, Cody Roberts and Greg Joss. Row 3, Ken Melvin, Brad McGregor. Row 4, Michael Cook, Ryan Davis. Row 5, And Ben Thorpe is on row 6.
So troubles as well for the 7 machine as Kyle. In fact, it's not Kyle, that's Michael Cook. As started the cut.
Yellow lights went out and he got going again.
He's going to keep trying though. We'll see if the 7 for KJB is able to keep rolling around. We will go green this time by Robbie Treneman. Wants the talk of the town in that opening heat race. He has Coney Roberts joining him to the inside as duo going to turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. And Robbie Treneman and Ben Boyd get away from the 78 of Roberts, Joss Barrow, and here comes Ken Melvin. It's the only time I can actually call him Ken. Every other time I think I'd get a slap over the ear if I did that, as he moves up into position number 5. Drag race for the race lead. Give it to Robbie Treneman by 0.036 of a second. So Treneman and Ben Boyd try and run away from the rest of the pack, headed up by Roberts, Joss and Melvin, who now sees the outside of his good friend Joss as the 42 tries the top side of Greg Joss. It's a drag race at the moment. Joss has the upper hand, but it's Robbie Treneman who leads.
Yep, he's had a long trip back from Ravensthorpe, and he was like a man possessed from the 4th row in the first race to finish 2nd. He's leading this one from Ben Boyd. Steve Barrow, here comes the green and white station wagon, makes his way to 4th place as they move out of turn number 4. Robbie Treneman leads though after 3. Boyd in 2nd. Here comes the green and white station wagon. Kenny Melvin is up there along with Greg Joss, who moves into 4th. Barrow is on the outside. Well, they're all fighting for 2nd place, and there's 7 of them. Our race leaders skipped away halfway home. It's Robbie Treneman, the leader, and then a wall of cars for the minor placing. Yeah,
Ryan Davis has come through the field as well, as he could be up to position number 4 to the inside of Cody Roberts. He goes as Melvin's had enough. The inside of Ben Boyd. He'll go to the top side and take over the 2nd spot. He's got 1.8 seconds as Davis now up into 3rd spot, as there could be dramas for Ben Boyd. He's running quite high, but Melvin 1.8 closes it to 1.5. But watch out, because here comes Ryan Davis as well. The 3 is quick as there's dramas for Ben Boyd. He pulls to the inside field. It might be hard though for Melvin to close in, so too Davis, but we can't forget Michael Cook as well. The 7 to the inside of Greg Joss for position number 4.
The margin was 1.5, it's down to 0.8. Kenny Melvin is well and truly close enough. A last lap steal is on the cards here. Robbie Treneman still in front with 1.5 to go, but here comes the green and white station wagon. It's looming large as a legend car can be. There's 1 lap to go. Treneman just in front by a car length. He needs to get down on the curb. There's a car that's spun in front of the field.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness. One of the back markers is spun.
Does the checkered come out? Do we declare it?
Will the checkered flag come out? We'll wait and see. Robbie Treneman to try and hang on.
Going to be interesting 2 laps.
Ryan Davis, Greg Joss. Trenny driving like a man possessed. Only fired the thing up and loaded up earlier on today. Here we go. A restart coming up. He goes, and he goes. He's got a 2-car length at lead on Ken Melvin, but he's got to survive 2 laps. He's going to have to go to the inside, but will that be enough? Because Ken Melvin just puts the station wagon on the outside and drives straight on past. Takes the race lead. And look out, here comes Ryan Davis. Davis from the back markers right up there now with Treneman. As Davis spins himself out in front of the field. Chocolates to Port Lollies for the 3-car. We're on the last lap. Green lights remain on. And Davis goes from 2nd to last. Down the back straight the final time. Ken Melvin in car number 42 will win again. Robbie Treneman, who led for all but the last lap and a bit, comes home in 2nd place. 3rd goes the way of Greg Joss, Michael Cook. Up for 5th place is Cody Roberts, then Steve Barrow. Next is Kai Cook, Brad McGregor and Ben Thorpe. So Ken Melvin takes the win. That will be 2 from 2. Second is Robbie Treneman. That's 2 for 2 for him as well in second place. And third across the line was Greg Joss in car number 20. Michael Cook was fourth. So the top 4 are finished in the top 4 in both races so far. Here we go with heat number 3. Michael Cook, Cody Roberts get us underway. And they've left a huge big hole down there for Ken Melvin to drive underneath and move into second place without too much effort as he moves down the back straight. Melvin into second. Barrow is there. So too is Robbie Treneman in that lead group of cars. So we complete the opening lap. Car number 7, Michael Cook, still out in front. He's half track high. Melvin, Barrow, Roberts, Joss, Davis, Treneman goes underneath of 1, goes underneath of 2, moves up to 5th place as Cook leads. Ken Melvin found a puddle down there in turn 4, washes the inside of the car as we complete lap 2.
Yeah, the one puddle that's on the racetrack, and Ken Melvin's decided he wants to find it. But how's the father-in-law going as well? He sits in 4th place at the moment as Ryan Davis is just behind Steve Barrow, with Robbie Treneman doing a great job. He's clawed himself back up to 5th spot as Melvin has a mistake in the entrance of turn number 2. So Barrow, Davis and Treneman aren't out of this one just yet, with Roberts, Greg Joss, Ben Thorpe and Kyle Cook. Oh, what?
The leader spun.
Hello? What happened there?
The leader spun.
Yeah, but how? He just went around?
Yeah, he went around.
The front fall off?
Don't know that he got any help, so he'll go to the back. Here's the restart coming up.
Good start from Ryan Davis as well, as he draws level with Steve Barrow. Oh no. There's father and father-in-law 1 and 2 as Michael Cook finds his way already past 3 cars as the 3's on the charge from the back of the field. Ryan Davis is up to 2nd.
So Melvin leads, Davis, Roberts, then Treneman, Joss. They're tightly bunched as there's a move on the outside. Treneman goes back a spot as Joss moves back to 4th. Now here comes the 7 of Michael Cook as they come out of 3 and 4. Melvin the leader, Davis, then Roberts in the 16th. Joss, Cook, Treneman all locked together. A bit of a gap back then to Steve Barrow, Kai Cook and Ben Thorpe. So close racing as always from the legends, but Kenny Melvin in 42 leads with 2 to run.
You thought it was hard when it was doing your father and your brother, as we've got 1 car around in turn number 3 and 4, and that is Kyle Cook, and the yellows have come on. As well on when to go. There goes the 42 machine. Davis and Barrow lead us back to the green, and you'd say the advantage goes to the 42 machine as Ryan Davis tries and follows through. Barrow and Greg Joss are fighting it out for 3rd and 4th, and they're going to be quickly joined by Michael Cook and maybe even Robbie Treneman as well. So 3-way battle for the last spot on the podium. But I never think I'd see the day where I'd be calling my father and father-in-law to a 1-2 finish. And right now, with both of them comfortably ahead of Steve Barrow, it's going to happen here. Oh, hell has frozen over. Ken Melvin will win, with Ryan Davis coming home in 2nd place. No, pigs aren't flying. I thought that could have been the case there, because what I saw I never thought I'd see, ever. 42, 3 and 16, 1, 2 and 3. With Greg Joss, Michael Cook and Robbie Treneman rounding out your top 6.
Right, here we go with the start of the Legend Car main event. Ken Melvin would be a red-hot favourite after winning all 3 heats tonight. More legend cars tomorrow night. Not only are they racing, there'll be actually physically more of them. Melvin and Treneman on the front row. Joss and Cook, Michael on the second row. Cody Roberts, Ryan Davis, Steve Barrow, Kai Cook and Ben Thorpe. We are green. 3 wide. And the 7 car very quickly made his presence felt of Michael Cook. So moved down the back straight the first time. Greg Joss is there. And under a little bit of pressure is Robbie Treneman. He's gone from 2nd to 5th on this opening lap. The first of 15 circulations. Melvin leads to Michael Cook, Greg Joss, Ryan Davis. Then back to Robbie Treneman in 5th. Steve Barrow in 6th. So moved down the back straight once again. The little green and white station wagon has been very hard to depose all night. Comes into the main straight, completes the second lap.
Yeah, but definitely not over, especially that time around. Michael Cook was near on the same time as Ken Melvin, a 21.79, played a 21.82 between our top 2 with Joss Davis and a Robbie Treneman rounding out your top 5 at the moment. It's a bit of a sprint, this preliminary A-main for your legend cars with the big show tomorrow. As Davis with a mistake, he'll lose 4th place as there's sparks coming out of Robbie Treneman's machine. The 26 having a bit of a smoke show on the right-hand side as he went into turn number 1 and 2 that time around. You can continue to see him pull out as the battle definitely is for the lead as it's 42, 7 and 20 as we complete 4.
Yep, so Treneman with a few sparks flying, then Davis is next, then Barrow. After that it's Kai Cook, Cody Roberts and Ben Thorpe. Ken Melvin continues to lead this one as we come up to complete lap 5 of 15. Second place is Michael Cook. Joss is 3rd. Treneman in 4th, holding off Ryan Davis for the moment. Behind him is Cody Roberts, then Kai Cook, Steve Barrow, and the last car running is Ben Thorpe.
Good run from Greg Joss at the moment, though, in car number 20 is some 1.7 seconds off our race leaders at the moment.
Flag coming out to Robbie Treneman.
Yeah, the sparks just continue to get stronger and stronger, as I dare say he's probably seen it that time around as he goes to the top side of the racetrack to allow the rest of the field to drive by. These two have been line astern from the get-go, have Melvin and Cook. Melvin hasn't been able to run away with it as of yet, as both drivers continue to try their best to shake off each other's challenges, as Robbie Treneman looked like he was going to go onto the infield onto turn number 3 and 4. He chooses now along the front straight. So our first retiree is Robbie Treneman, so he'll be credited with finishing position number 9. But 8 laps complete so far, no change in the race order.
So it is Melvin from Cook, then Joss. Davis is 4th, then back to Cody Roberts, then Cook, Steve Barrow, Ben Thorpe. That's the order. Michael Cook hasn't allowed Ken Melvin to get away. So run down the main straight, complete lap number 9. Melvin leads, Cook close enough. Back in 3rd is Greg Joss. A gap back then in 4th is Ryan Davis. But all eyes are on our leaders because Michael Cook, with 5 to go, is as close as anyone has been all night to Ken Melvin.
Yeah, and he actually took out a big chunk out of the lead and has done so again. It's half a second now with 5 laps remaining. They are 5 seconds off Greg Joss, who comfortably sits in that 3rd spot as Ryan Davis gives chase. It is first ever start in a legend car, but it's going to be down between these two drivers over the next 4 laps as Melvin claws a little bit back. Is now back out to 0.8 of a second between him and the ACT driver that now calls WA home in the KJB car number 7. They'll run home with 3 laps to go this time by. The battle now is for third spot as Davis flies to the inside.
Yeah, Greg Joss has gone back to fourth, but they're a long way behind Ken Melvin and Michael Cook. It's back to 3 or 4 car lengths between Michael Cook and Ken Melvin. Maybe a grandstand finish coming up. It's now 2 car lengths. No one's been as close to this all night to Ken Melvin. Will there be a major boil over? Melvin leads with 2 to go. A lap car ahead of them. Michael Cook in second place. Ryan Davis third. And back in fourth is Greg Joss. Down the back straight they go. This lap car will need to be past Ben Thorpe at some stage on this last lap. There's a car length and a half between them. White flag comes out. There's 1 to go. Melvin leading Michael Cook. Oh, Melvin's elected the outside. Hasn't got past. Cook now closes right on the back bumper as they run down the back straight. They still haven't passed this lap car. He's going to go the outside.
Oh, no.
He's run very wide. Cook on the inside. Melvin the outside. It's going to be a literal drag race to the line.
Cook gets it.
Cook got up. Cook wins by a car length. Back in second place, Ken Melvin. I told you the black car would have a say. Back then in third is Ryan Davis. Greg Joss. Fifth across the line is car number 16, Cody Roberts. Back after that, it is car 78, Steve Barrow. Well, what a finish. He got up on the line so many times. The lap cars play a part. He didn't get in the way the 94. They just couldn't pass him. Melvin went wide. Sneaking up the inside is Michael Cook, who takes the win. Car 7, Michael Cook first. Ken Melvin 3 wins on the night, but not the win in the main event. It goes to this car here. Car number 7, Michael Cook. From Ken Melvin, Ryan Davis third, and Greg Joss rounds out your top 4. Michael Cook, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him as he comes in the main straight. He led the last quarter of a lap, and he'll put the car on a victory lane. There we go. If you want a ticket to the to the men's open singles final, $800
wow.
for one of the worst seats.
Oh no, was it?
$1,700 for the best seats.